everyone.
And welcome,
Mm,
welcome.
to How to Be Your Own Coach Live. We're back. Day two. I made it. Like,
Oh yes, day two. And look how
oh,
fresh you are. You look fresh, bro.
I
Keep it.
appreciate that. I got 3 hours of sleep.
We're gonna talk about sleep. You're gonna be in integrity with that.
Mm,
You're gonna get to be
Today,
your own coach for that.
we're talking about unconditional love and how
Mm,
unconditional love plays such a big role in how to be your own coach, and what it would look like to be your own coach if you do not unconditionally love yourself. And this is something that I believe is foundational on so many levels, especially in business, and I think is often left out of that conversation. What do you think, Art?
mm, I think that it is left out of the conversation, meaning that it is such a big, dense topic and uh, a foundational topic to reality itself. I mean, the greatest masters, if you want, always came from the very common ground of unconditional love, right? And it is left outside of the conversation. I tell you my why. I'll tell you why, but it's my why, my perspective. Because very often it appears too who or too intangible, and I come in here vulnerably and openly saying that myself as well when it comes to talking directly about unconditional love. I've got a it's interesting. It's a loving resistance, uh, not because I don't believe in that, not because it's not reality throughout all you may do for yourself, and a prerequisite if you want to be your own coach. You need to look at yourself without judgment. That's unconditionally loving yourself, and then doing what it takes to yourself, for yourself, with yourself, with that same level of deep love and appreciation. So I think it is an underspoken topic, and as we're bringing it into how to be your own coach, as we bring it into the space we're creating daily up until the 3rd of December 2022, where we actually host the in-person and globally live event in New York and on Zoom. As we move towards that direction, we're cultivating it even more for ourselves as we speak about it and as we bring it about others' consciousness. So, you who are listening, you who are joining us into this conversation, just know that you're actually literally welcome to join the conversation. Asking questions, making comments, saying this is what I believe, this is not how I see it. It's challenging for me too. It's so very easy for me. Like, just drop in with anything you've got because this is an open conversation. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Nature. Yes, Sophia. Yes, Sophia.
I think this is such an interesting one for me. When I think about self-preservation, I think that any ounce of resistance that one could feel to that is thinking that the self exists outside of all, or that there's not a way for us to acknowledge our self within the larger self and how powerful that can actually be. The whole, well, one of the many concepts around how to be your own coach is being your own coach for you, for your highest good, and for the highest good of all. When you're your own best coach, you then have the ability to show up as that for others, and you get to cheer on others on being their own coach. You get to protect yourself, you get to empower yourself, you get to expand yourself, you get to heal yourself. I identify as a plant powered healer, and yet I don't say that I'm showing up and healing you. And I certainly don't show up and heal you on my own. That's not language that I resonate with. You are healing yourself. We are collaborating in your healing. And I may be supporting with shifting energy or bringing in information or whatever it is. You have to show up and you have to choose to receive it. And you need to choose to play your part in the process.
Look, you need to choose to receive it. You need to choose to receive it in all the forms, in all the many forms that it may come through for you, to you. There's this beautiful process of understanding you deserve it. You deserve that unlimited stream flow of love, that you choose to allow it, to make the space, to create the conditions to make it happen in your life. Therefore, it comes in. So I always bring in these three pieces that a dear mentor and coach of mine brought me. I deserve, working on deserving. I allow, working it out so that like you make space for it to flood your life. And I receive. I get it. I get it. Okay. allowing yourself to breathe it in. It has many layers. Unconditional love has many layers. Has the physical somatic layer, has the emotional and psychological mental layer. It has the energetic pranic or just electric layer, and it has the spiritual layer, conceptual and more, let's say, intangible when it comes to just 3D reality. I'm saying all of this because in How to Be Your Own Coach, there's this mini retreat that we're hosting with Jamie, and that gives the title, the silver lining, the golden lining, the ether lining to this series. We bring in our own models, and we merge them by embodying them ourselves. So the work is really being done on ourselves, meeting each and every day. Is like mental what is happening. And I want to talk, and I want to speak about sleep and Jamie's thing, and I want to show you how much love he's putting into himself to be here at this time. This time, by the way, in a parenthesis, is what is it? It's 5:30 a.m. in the morning for him, Pacific Standard Time, and for me it's daytime. So he is adapting his routine for a higher good, which is the creation and hosting of these events. So he decided to, okay, what is the way I make that higher good of mine happen? So I love myself through outer value creation, one of the pieces of my model. I love it. Outer value creation, the event delivering. So he loves it so much that he needs to pour himself into something so that he does it. And to do it, in order to do it, he needs to wake up at 5:30 a.m. Not his best time to wake up at. And so he's countering. It is counterintuitive. It's counterintuitive sometimes how you gotta be in love with yourself. The kind of self accountability you need to step up into. And you need to do something that may be uncomfortable, but for the higher good of you,
Mhm.
it makes sense. So you do it. Look at this. How many things are uncomfortable in your life? And you know that um, if you do that, I mean, those are things, if you do them, if you practice them, if you embody those things a bit more, um, first of all, it's going to get comfortable at a certain point, no doubt. Biology here, psychology here, it's going to get comfortable. Spiritual, like the universe understanding it. Okay, maybe Jamie, that's what he wants in this very moment. So let's kind of create the condition for him to get up a bit earlier. Um, and with these layers, it has. You just need to pause. Coming back from yesterday, observe how how can I give myself a little bit more of that I truly need for that higher good that I'm pursuing. And then you gotta do this uncomfortable thing that eventually physically gets comfortable and easier. And I must admit, there were two like things about this that I was about to say, but the second slipped my mind. So, Jamie, what can you speak about what I just said?
It's a it's this human experience that many of us get when we have to or we choose to say no.
Mm.
I'll give an example as Arton is bringing up my sleeping in this process. Um, Yesterday, was that yesterday? I've lost track now. I think it was yesterday. We were we were supposed to have a meeting with a collaborator on our event.
Yeah, it was
And
yesterday.
yeah, that was yesterday. My God, the days are really blurring together. And I was so tired, and I told both of them prior to yesterday. This is a version of myself that is possible that I do not want to show up to a meeting. And in order for me to do that, I need to sleep at minimum 4 hours. But I did not get to sleep for 4 hours. And I had many other commitments because we suddenly added on this live commitment yesterday, last minute. And I thought for a moment, I was like, oh, okay, here are the avenues I'm looking at right now. Door number one, I ignore that I am tired. I inauthentically enter this meeting and I show up as my not self, which was immediately discarded as an option. Door two was text them, it's happened, I'm too tired, I'm not coming for the benefit of everybody. That felt inauthentic because I am a deep communicator and I made a commitment to show up and I wanted to honor and commit to them. So I chose a third door, which was that I showed up at the meeting and I pretty much said barely anything because I was not in a great mood. And I was not feeling well. I allowed for visualization and experience my energy to really speak at large. And I spoke with what I needed with love. And I said,
Yeah.
"Hey, we made this meeting. I love this meeting. I love all three of us. I cannot be here. I can't do it. I'm too tired. I will like I feel right now that if I stay, I will be the person that I specifically said, and I'm very sorry, but I need to leave. And I left. And a previous version of myself who didn't understand how to coach myself, how to be my own coach, ooh, I would have done a combination of all three doors, and it would have been a hot mess. Because I would have attempted to please everybody, because I would have gone on, because I would have gotten all in a list about, you know, well, how can I have limits, but also be limitless, and this and the other. Boundaries are containers of the soul that allow us to embody our highest selves in each and every moment, especially in moments of service. It is not a limitation. It allows to. It allows me to embody.
I'm hearing you a little bit broken, brother. I don't know if that's the same for everyone. Please let us know if there's any problem with the audio. We would deeply appreciate you. Or maybe it was me, just for us to know. But um, together with that, and as you look at the tech, my brother, I want to speak to boundaries, if I may.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Boundaries, my dearest unlimited humans. Boundaries. Um, to me, it always, anyways, go back to the alignment and to the integrity that you're able to create in your own life, because ultimately, staying in integrity means that you're just deeply as if you are taking care of yourself, and you're taking action accordingly to what makes you feel good. So the boundaries, saying no to something. Oh man, that's freaking important. How many of you daily, at least once, get to do with the option of choice, the power of choice, we always have it, say yes to something you would have rather said no? What does it cause in you? What does it cause in your being in that moment, in your physical? As I work a lot with somatics, I continuously go back to the body. In your physical being, what did you felt? What do you feel usually? And if you're really recalling those moments, I may even asking you, what are you feeling right now, even just thinking about it? That's not the feeling you're grinding and hustling and creating value and doing everything you do for. And correct me if that's not true for you, please. I'm open to corrections, oppositions, objections, reflections. um, as as we touch a little bit upon like the actual model that we bring into how to be your own coach, I I would like to ask Jamie, indeed, uh, how how do you how do you integrate it into your life with actions like coming from spiritual wellness, your plant powered spiritual wellness programs and embodiment? How do you implement this unconditional love?
In every moment, in
All right.
every layer, and every possibility. It depends on what it is that I am present with.
Mm-hmm.
And I ideally, I'm present with all of things, and at large, human beings are not experiencing the 3D tangible reality of all of the realities that I believe are happening
Mm-hmm.
simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
I would I would say, one of the things I feel called to say is going back to something you were talking about with the no. And it's when we say no, we're missing out. We often think we're at a loss, that someone else is losing, that when we're saying no to someone else that we are taking from them. And I invite you to consider that saying no is equally as as yes. That in fact, saying no is as much taking an action. Oh, we lost our. There we go. As much as taking an action as you slipped out of the time continuum for a second. You are muted. How did that happen?
Keep going, brother.
There you go. You're back. Uh, the
Sorry for
no.
the interruption.
You're all good. The no is. Oh, I want to talk about in a second about about quote unquote interruption. But in terms of the saying no, that's taking an action. That there are so many ways that we take actions that we don't give ourselves credit for in every single moment. If you are someone who has been told that you're lazy, or you're telling yourself that you're lazy, I guarantee you 5 minutes with me and Arton, and you will realize that you are not lazy. That you are doing things even without thinking about it. You're breathing. It's a miracle that the soul has the intelligence with the collective to create vessels that we perceive to be physical, that we embody, and that have a process by which of giving us what we call life, and we are breathing without thinking about it. Actually amazing. So one of the things, in going back to your question, that I bring unconditional love and plant powered spiritual ones the one who helps with unconditional love, achieving unconditional love, or rather remember more accurately unconditional love. This is coming from the unconditional love that is foundational in everything. And it's about remembering and choosing that. And cannabis and other plant spirits and fungi spirits. Cannabis, heart opener, a mind expander. It is a connector to everything. It's a plant from God, Gaia, Spirit, universe. It's been here much longer than we have in our human form. And yet we arrived with this endocannabinoid system. It's a system that every body has if you are a mammal. In fact, I think that every living creature, if I'm not mistaken, on this planet except for insects, have an endocannabinoid. And that means that you have receptors in your body, in your brain, that are literally built to receive the information, the nutrients, the awareness, the knowledge from cannabis. And it helps power all of the important systems in your body. The rest of your physical being, and therefore the rest of your being on a body, mind, and soul level, do not function without that. And cannabis isn't the only way that we get some of these things. Cannabis cannabis is a powerful, powerful, unconditionally loving spirit that wishes to connect and serve and support. And by setting intention and by making that connection, you have a way to superpower, to supercharge your manifestations. And in that way, you are also taking an action by creating a ritual, routine, ceremony out of experience. And in that way, you are pausing, and in a way, you are flowing. You are being. You're being your own coach by forming a connection, an intentional moment of healing and expansion with a spirit that is of nature as we are of nature. The atoms are not different at the
Nope.
base level. The unconditional love that is within us and of us is within and of cannabis.
Oh yes, everything it is. It's in the fabric of itself, the universe itself, connected on a scientific level, and I mean, what spirituality if not a science of reality, um, the science of spirit, of the spirit of reality, and then it goes back to. I want to expand on the example that Jamie was giving. Um, I was lucky to actually be Jamie's client throughout a process that he guides with his program and with cannabis and with plant integration, with plant spirit integration, and through the intentional use of it. I used to be addicted. I used not to be able to control it, especially when I was a teenager. It was coming out of anger and was kind of a regulation mechanism, if you want, a coping mechanism, smoking, right? Um, Now, when I got to be really in touch with this spirit, with the plant spirit, what I realized is that it was connecting me to the same deepest place that I had been able before to connect with uh, other processes, and it can be meditation, it can be breath work, it can be yoga asana. I'm a yoga teacher, like at the foundation, so I've been practicing those for a long time, and other psychedelics, but they all bring down to the same exact place. And in that place, there's silence. And from that place, we actually listen. So, coming from a person who's big on making an impact, coming from this kind of like impact driven, obsessed embodiment of human experience, what cannabis could do on a practical level versus the commonly believed and quite stigmatizing description of cannabis as a dangerous drug or something that kills your brain and so on and so forth, versus that description and option of cannabis reality. I got to be loving more of myself, and with that and through that, I got to hit the nails on their head. I might even say quicker. And I'm the first one to admit, when I used to smoke before, I was damn fuck slower at things, at life, and everything. I was actually stuck because I was coping with it. So I was covering what was real, not feeling the emotions.
Mhm.
Example. And so I was stuck in life and I couldn't progress, evolve, hold more of myself through the conscious, intentional, spiritual, ritualistic use of cannabis, connection to cannabis, and the spirit of it. I mean, things got better. Let's simplify here. Things got better. And so I am so thrilled and oh, I feel it deep in my perineum. You know, when your perineum, your lower part of the genitals, like squeezes, like I feel that thrilled, excited to bring it together with next level embodiment model, my own model. There's this model for high achieving, for decision making, for embodying that next level that is now. Through cannabis, I was able to connect to the unlimited possibilities and options that I have at my disposal. And through seeing them better and loving myself more, I could choose the one that would resonate the most. And every change is a next level because that's just a lens. Oh, that change, I don't like it. Oh, that change is pretty good. Oh, no, change is change, and you choose whether to look at it in a way or another. How is being kicked out of a program good and next level? How is suffering a loss in life? I'm going extreme. I'm going on death here. So, pardon me if I touch you deeply. I love you with this. How is going through a loss, the loss of someone dear, a next level in a way? This might hit controversial sort of ground. I know. Take a deep breath in, pause and see a grand design that exists and your design, two things, and how things are falling into a place that, trust me, it wants its best for itself. Imagine you're the universe. Actually, no, you're yourself in this very moment. You're yourself, and if I ask you, wouldn't you do like everything you do for the sake of doing the best for yourself? In a way. And now, take this image, expand it to the universal level. Wouldn't you say that the universe does the same? Everything it does it for its own next level, its own good. So you get to embody. It. And embodiment is deep, deep work, beautiful work to feel that that next level, that separation next level is now. You are that next level. You embody it. And to embody, you need to feel the feelings, to feel the emotions, to welcome the emotions and welcome the feelings, to act on your brain, whatsoever pattern, neurobiology, neuroscience, put in it whatever you want. And through cannabis, din, 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 there's some limit, biochemical limit that drops with cannabis. And you feel more of the feelings and you feel more of the emotions. Just a little help. You take medicines for headaches. Why not cannabis for channeling intuition, high productivity and performance? I love it. Thank you for this informations. Universe, I'm glad that I could share them. What do you think? We're so very interested. Just say a yes or no, like to this. tell us if you're ready for a next level. We are open to hot seat, kind of life coach, welcome questions, welcome objections, welcome anything if you want it. If you want to give us questions, anything. So that's something that I'd like to repeat. And Jamie, do you feel called to um, remind the why, real why we're creating How to Be Your Own Coach, and like tied it together with New York? Why did we choose New York? Why New Yorkers? Why do we believe it's so impactful to host How to Be Your Own Coach in New York?
I think that it was a complete divine alignment that got New York to happen. I am a New Yorker, born and raised. And when Artin was like, let's do New York, and I was already in the process of attempting to figure out whether I was going to be home in the late November, early December, I was honestly shocked because for those who don't know, Artin, why don't you tell everyone where in the world you are?
I'm in Florence, Tuscany, Italy, Europe. This is where I'm
I
at.
was more interested in going there because I've been trying to go to Florence for most of my life. and
And you're
and then he
coming,
was
no
like,
worries, you're coming.
yeah. And he was like, let's go to New York. And I was like, oh, wow, this is exactly the confirmation that I needed because I was about to pull the plug on making the effort to go. I was literally moments prior. Everything is so next level that it helps you get to the next level automatically. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't even need to
Soak
necessarily
it in.
about it. Like here's what's like here, let's get like really meta, right? If we're playing Super Mario Bros.
I love it.
And right, like we are taking Mario, Luigi to the next level. We're taking them, we're imagining that the little flag on the pole that goes doo, 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 the whole thing of it, excitement when you get when you get to the next level, when you complete a level and getting the next level, that is a balanced and healthy life. That is next level embodiment. And they are going along through their journey through the level to get there. But they don't it's you don't just turn the game on and like, okay, cool arts, and like we're playing now, and you like put the remote down, and then you just watch, and then they go about jumping and going on to the next level. You have, as a human in that scenario, we are playing that. We are taking control of that reality, and we have to push the buttons and make the choices, and we have different energies that you can approach and challenges to overcome. And what's amazing is, again, now living the human life game, and we're doing things like breathing, or where like one of my favorite shows, The Good Place, points out like and buying a tomato is not just buying a tomato like, oh yes, I'm buying a tomato, it's delicious and it's healthy and it's nutritious. Like there's a million different decisions that we're making that we are not thinking about when we're buying,
uh,
and that impacts and ripples off in so many different ways.
mm,
You know how unnerving it is to be in your next level embodiment and to realize that you played a game called The Sims for your child throughout your childhood, and that you, from a perspective reality of this simulation, you were essentially handed the biggest joke from for the pranksters of the unconditionally loving universe were like, you're not listening so much that we're gonna give the children, the wise, the more unlocked of of the experience, and maybe you will awaken then. Maybe you will remember then.
Look, because you touched on themes, and I felt again like the same thing connection, like building cities, building communities, and like Sims was pretty much it. Now that my dogs are happy and are here with us, they join the conversation, say hi. Um, New York, it has been this divine alignment, and from a perspective of, I'm a visionary, I'm a total visionary. I soak into how every single in breath and out breath can can be effect. Sorry. They liked it. They liked it. So they like the visionary aspect. Yeah, there's another dog. The beauty of the life. So as a visionary, and as I see that this alignment comes through, I cannot avoid but think, how is this? Uh, why do you want it in New York? Why New York? Like where is it going? And I do see like the tremendous need to to bring in the energy of integrity, alignment, self-awareness in the world of business and corporation in particular. That is my actual very first vision mission. Like when I found my mission, boy, I found that such a mission was to bring back integrity and self-awareness in the in the world of business and corporation. I don't know who I was mocking, but that's pretty much it. Because through business, corporation, through doers, I don't want to limit it. It's not that limited, kind of, but through serving a city, a geographical grid intersection of energies, city, place, and bring it to a higher level of unconditional love, turns its power into rippling, effective impact. And this is needed. This is all needed. Like that next level is beautiful. I see this. I see what we're doing. I see what we're bringing into the space. As you know, when there's the upper limit that I like to call the diamond ceiling. And it's a diamond ceiling because you don't see it normally. You're so busy being busy. You're so busy looking around and doing stuff and whatsoever that you don't really realize that's an upper limit that is invisible. And it is invisible and unbreakable. Diamond is the strongest element on earth. It can't scratch it. And when you have a wall of diamond, its molecular structure is so perfect you don't see it. It's freaking transparent and you don't see it, but it's thick and unbreakable and it's above you. I'm talking to humans, and I'm talking in this very moment of the specific situation of our humanity and a big city that never sleeps and continuously produces something. New York, with its New Yorkers that I cannot wait to meet for the first time, by the way. Welcome me. Um, there's an upper limit. I do see this as New York stepping up and making of this upper ceiling of production for consumption's sake, and economics and finances that drain the human spirit and burns them out, and abuse the upper limit becoming a floor. Powerful human or powerful city becoming something of higher service. And this is only possible if we bring the cells of the city, the humans who live in there, to a next level embodiment of themselves through unconditional love and spiritual wellness.
Yep, it's those two that I need to bring back home. Because New York is ultimately a doer's paradise. It's
Tourist paradise. Okay.
the highest of energy we're doing in New York because New Yorkers are high achievers. New Yorkers have missions, have purpose, have dreams, have
They've got this. They've
have
got this.
desires, and are at
Uh-huh.
large fiercely independent. And like I just made a whole lot of statements, and those who know me and follow me know that I do not make blanket statements. However, I'm a born and raised New Yorker, and I have never met a New Yorker who didn't have the capacity for these things, even if they were not tuning tapping into them. And
Me neither.
so, for New Yorkers, it's already next level. And I had to leave New York and come to a very different energy in order to get a lot of the awareness that I have now. And as much as I am super supportive of transformation of location because different experiences and cultures are beautiful and amazing and important, and it's part of how we become a remembered, inclusive, unconditionally loving species. I don't want a New Yorker who feels happy in New York, so that they need to leave New York or hire on coaches that don't recognize or make decisions and behaviors and habits that aren't serving them when you could be loving yourself and others unconditionally and becoming your own coach. And that's what New York is. New York in itself is its own coach, and you're all about to become one.
So good. Look, as a train to your thoughts, I want to add many high achievers, many very productive humans are convinced, even unconsciously. There's a lot of work on that subconscious that will be done with us so that you empower yourself to overcome it on demand. Many things that unconscious, even unconsciously, that um, to um, pose and to be like, yeah, to be loving yourself sometimes um, is an act that diminish the power of productivity and performances that you human have. And so you don't dare to take a rest. You don't dare to stop acting. You don't dare to say no sometimes to
We lost you as I think you were about to say to everyone.
hello. Hello.
Continue your statement. Yes, we lost
Hello.
you at I think you're about to
No,
say
right.
to.
So, um, just to bring it home, there is this thing of loving yourself, loving how you perform, and knowing that that performance expands and reaches heights you've never flown at. If you give yourself the rest to rejuvenate, so that when you rejuvenate, when you lift up your energy levels, you can perform better, kick more asses, be more of a badass, deeply in connection to your spirit and loving yourself. So high performance is not opposite to rest. It's complementary and married AF to rest and posing. And they're not gonna divorce like the 77% of humans that who gets married, like statistics said. Um, this is my two
Everything
cents
comes.
on this, and I'll go inside because I'm afraid that phone is about to rest as well.
Yes, well, we are wrapping up our day, and we will be returning with all of you for another topic tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, 7:30 a.m. Central time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, and 2:30 p.m. CET time for those of you who are in Europe. And we're going to be really bringing a lot of different concepts, a lot of different magical terms. Uh-oh, we lost Arden again. Into how to be your own coach. Because there isn't just one way to be your own coach, and there isn't only one mission. There isn't only one resource. There isn't only one method. There's your method. And there's our methods and our suggestions and our channelings, and we're going to be bringing them all to you for this very special event on December 3rd, 2022. We will be in New York City, somewhere in Manhattan. We will be announcing soon, and we will be globally on Zoom.
Are looking forward to seeing you
It's going to
at
be
your next
magical
level.
and bringing you to the next level. Sign up with that link below.
Do it.
And if you do, and you're one of the first 6 people, then you're going to get $300 off. You're going to get 2 hours of free coaching. I'm like, where are my hands? 2 hours of free coaching. 1 hour with me, 1 hour with Artin, and there's also a referral program which is not complicated sign up at all. There is no mess and fuss. You simply have people sign up, have them give us your name. We will fact check that, and you will get $300 for every in person and $150 for every virtual. So
Yep.
let's build the community. If you want to be at this event in any capacity and you feel that you know someone who needs this, who needs to learn how to be their own coach, if you want to do this and you're feeling, I want support, and invite your best pal, invite your sibling, invite your parent, invite your colleague, invite your lover, invite whomever feels good for you to have around. And they may thank you for inviting them. We're going to be creating a community in this space. It's going to be an unconditionally loving, safe space where you are welcome exactly as you are. It's going to blow your mind, and your heart is going to just going to like beam out of your chest. Have you ever seen Donnie Darko?
Oh yes,
You
Donnie
know,
Darko.
anyone who's seen Donnie Darko, all of the time continuum, basically tunnels of energy that are coming from them, that's going to be beaming from your heart space.
For
Like
real.
you're,
Electromagnetic field, guys.
yeah, Maybe more like Sailor Moon. That's probably a better comparison.
Sailor Moon.
Anyway.
Oh my God, what example, brother. Uh, Thank you for having been with us today. Super Mario,
Yeah.
Sailor Moon, and Donnie Darko. That was phenomenal. I loved it. Real life, real people. We want to see you soon.
Tomorrow,
We're
in
looking for
fact,
you
we want to see
tomorrow
you tomorrow on the live, and we definitely want to see you on December 3rd. So get yourself
in
signed
New
up
York
in New York, and we'll see you
or on Zoom.
tomorrow. Namaste.
Bye. Stay unlimited.